Hey everybody, I'm back. Man, you know, I've been doing some reviews all this afternoon, starting with, going through Andor season 2 review, as well as my Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets review, and my thoughts on that film, which we posted up on my YouTube channel pretty soon. So, like the video, leave a comment below, let me know what you think about those. But now I'll be going through season 1 of Naruto. I try to get through it as quickly as I can so I can get this jump on the review. Could you believe it's only been only 3 seasons of this stuff? It feels longer. At least if as it growing up, it always felt like 4 seasons. Anyway, so as you guys know, you see my merch. I'm a huge Naruto fan. It's easily in my top 5 favorite animes of all time. Matter of fact, it's easily number 3 because, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Naruto, Bleach, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Favorite animes of all time. Love those series. So, I really wanted to get to this for the longest time, so we're here now. So here we go. So the story begins as we hear the Hokage, who's pretty much like the ninja governor of the Konoha, the village hidden in the leaf. This world is primarily like a world, divided up in different regions, governed by different ninjas who utilize particular skill set that comes from said region. So, we got Hokage, who is the leader of the village hidden in the leaves, and the world opened up where it's like a long time ago. The Hokage at the time, who is the third Hokage, ends up stopping a rampaging nine-tailed fox. It's pretty much like a giant kaiju of this world, and it's very dangerous. So he managed to seal away the spirit of this fox inside this young boy named Naruto, who has this kind of seal on his stomach. It's kind of tattoo. And so he was growing up. He's like, 10 years old at this time. And he has spent most of his life being ostracized, never knowing why, but people treat him like an other. And so he kind of becomes like the class clown, acting out so he can just essentially be seen. Defacing the monument to the 4 Hokages, 3 of which have long since passed away, and the 4th one being the current Hokage. And of course, the Hokage is a little bit more lenient with Naruto, as well as Naruto's genin teacher, or at least teacher who's prepping for young ninjas to be genin, Izuka. And Naruto is in the, I won't say he's lazy, but he works hard, but he's not like a prodigy. He just, he struggles and works hard in order to be able to do certain things, but he's having like a tough time managing it. He can't do like a simple shadow clone jutsu, which is ironic because Naruto will eventually excel at this shadow clone jutsu, probably like his go-to specialty. But anyway, as I go through each season and eventually into Shippuden, I'll talk more about the building of this world. But for right now, Naruto pretty much being ostracized by the world, everybody else, because pretty much people who lived through that horrific moment in time prior to his birth, or at least on the day of his birth, this Nine-Tailed Fox rampaged through the city, killing a lot of people and destroying most of the village until the whole third Hokage stepped in and dealt with it at the cost of his own life. So everybody looking at him and scoring, like, because most of them know, at least those who lived through it or were kids at the time and grew up, looks at Naruto, and this, for some reason, they want to just keep. I don't want to say for some reason. There is a reason, but they, by and large, kept it out of Naruto's knowledge, out of fear of what he might do. But they just, by and large, they just decide to just keep them to themselves. Of course, the Hokage just can't make people dislike him, but he ain't trying to do anything about, like, hey, well, he doesn't want to look at, being favoritism or anything like that, but he should have done something to make sure that, okay, spread the word around. It's like, don't treat him like an outcast. Like, he's just a kid. It's not his fault. But I guess in a lot of those people's eyes, they look at him like he's like a ticking time bomb eventually. Or just, battle scars, or this, PTSD of what carried on. So I guess it's hard to kind of just get over that. But they end up teaching their kids to do the exact same thing, ostracize his kids, so he doesn't know why, and those kids don't know exactly why. They just told, don't play with that kid. So I also got to bring up this, there's a few voice actors that end up getting changed out as the season goes on. Like this character named Shino, he had a completely different voice early on in the first half of this season until the latter half, where he has a completely different voice. I just got to bring that up very quickly. But anyway, we eventually meet like other notable cast of characters that will become staples of this entire series. But Muzuki, this other ninja who tricks Naruto into stealing this sacred scroll that's been locked up, but not very good. If Naruto, of all people, was able to steal it. So he tricks Naruto into stealing it so he can utilize it for his own selfish purposes. And he figures that since Naruto is already disliked, he'll be an easy scapegoat. But Azuka, or Azuki, I keep going back and forth with Azuka or Azuki. Being like a fan, I should know this. Hold on a second. Azuka. Okay. Yeah. So Azuka goes after Naruto and figures out that Mizuki is one who tricked Naruto, and Mizuki, who knows it's forbidden to tell Naruto what really happened, so he spills the beans to Naruto. It's like, you ever wonder why people treat you the way they did? It's kind of weird that some 10-year-old who did nothing wrong is being treated so harshly. Like, you're the wielder of the Nine-Tailed Fox, the same being that end up killing Azuka's parents. But that ultimately didn't faze Naruto after hearing Azuka say that he, admires Naruto, not letting adversity get him down. He just tries harder, and he's never been so proud of that boy. So Naruto finds like the gumption, and because he didn't have the scroll for too long, he only managed to read enough of it so he can master his uh, graduation ceremony task, which is making a formidable, functional shadow clone. But he didn't just make one shadow clone; he ended up making hundreds of those suckers, the actual solid clones. That ends up beating the crap out of Mizuki. So because of this, Naruto passed his test, graduation test. So now he's a full-fledged Genin. Eventually, we meet Akamaru. Not Akamaru, that's a dog. Crap. The Hokage's grandson, uh, Sarutobi. This is the Hokage. His grandson. Crap. What is his grandson's name? Crap. Let's start with an I. I'm blanking on it. Doggone it. Um, Konohamaru. Golly. I don't know. I think I'm start with an I. Konohamaru. What the heck is wrong with me? Uh, it's been a long day. I've been doing a lot of reviews today, so excuse me. Anyway, uh, so uh, Konohamaru looks up to Naruto, who's the only one who didn't treat him with kid gloves like everybody else, because he's the honorable grandson. But and of course, uh, Sarutobi has like a son who's also, because the way the hierarchy works, the Hokage being the tippy top, but Genin like Naruto and his fellow peers are Genin. We also get Jonin, who are a lot greater expert ninjas, uh, like Azuka, but also Asuma, who is the son of the Hokage. Because I think, is Konohamaru his brother or no, his son? Wait a minute. No, it's the nephew. Konohamaru didn't even notice after all this time. That Konohamaru is his nephew. Uh, there's a couple of characters that kind of fell by the waist. I will get to it eventually, but one of the biggest pet peeves I have with this series is the fact that there are certain characters they just kind of let fall by the wayside, which is a shame. Uh, like Kurenai and as well as Tenten, as well as uh, crap was another one that I just blanked on it. Kurenai, Tenten was another one. Uh, Crap, but you catch my drift because they just kind of just completely forgot about them, or at least oh no, I remember. Uh, Crap. One was one of the proctors for the tuning exams. That lady, uh, who had the curse mark. Crap. So Suzune is another one they kind of left fell by the wayside. Uncle fell by the wayside. I know they got a lot of characters that they kind of balance out over the course of the series, but those primary people kind of just fell through the cracks, which is a crying shame because they seem like very effective characters. They could have done something substantial with. Uncle got done very dirty because if you watch Boruto, which I don't really care for Boruto personally, but they made her fat. I was like, oh my god. I mean, I still probably hit, but oh my god, why did they do that to Uncle? This character did nothing wrong. It's like she got such a bad hand. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm just gonna mention it here and there right now because I might end up forgetting to bring it up. So I might as well just do it now and get it out the way. It's just, if you've seen the Naruto series, you already are familiar with it. I'm kind of spoiling that part, but it's just like, God, you can see for yourself that, yeah, there's certain characters. I'm just pointing out the bigger examples that characters that kind of fell by the wayside through the course of the series, which is kind of sucky. It's the same thing with like Dragon Ball Z. There's certain characters that don't get the respect and time that they deserve, given the fact that, they're a part of this crew. Anyway, so we eventually meet the other classmates that eventually become a bigger part of the series, like Sasuke Uchiha, the particle ninja that's just like very skilled, obviously. We meet Sakura, Haruno, Hinata Hyuga, Neji Hyuga, both of them being cousins, Kiba, and his dog Akamaru, Shino, Shikamaru, Choji, Rock Lee, who's pretty much like a play on Bruce Lee, Tenten, Tamari, Kankuro, Gara, yeah, those students. Yeah, pretty much, those are the students that we ultimately end up meeting. But Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Oh, and shoot, I forgot about where's Ino. There's also Ino, who's part of Shikamaru and Choji's team. Ultimately is Kakashi, who is going to be the teacher of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, and they'll be known as Team 7. And I love this part because one of the things that always stood out to me after all these years is where after we get this scripted, we learn a little bit about them and about the teacher as well through this part leading into the bell test, which is part of like my favorite. When it comes to training in anime or cartoons, this one is one of my favorite ones, how they do training, but I'll get to that in a second. But Kakashi asks, I love Kakashi, he's so just nonplussed about everything. It's like look, he asked them, like, tell me a bit about yourselves. And they act all confused, like how they supposed to do it. It's like, what do you mean? It's very basic. Like, tell me about yourselves. He's trying to get to know them, being their teacher. And that's like, can you give us like an example? It's like, how you're supposed to do this? It's like, well, my name is Kakashi Hakate. What I like a lot of things. I was like, he basically told them nothing except for his name. Like, what I hate? Well, I don't feel like sharing that right now. Like, what are you doing? It's just like the most don't give a fuck. I love Kakashi. It's so amazing. So Naruto says he want to be Hokage someday, so everybody will respect him. And of course, Sakura, who's at the age of being boy obsessed, just like with Ino, because all the girls are just so obsessed with Sasuke. Um, uh, but and then of course, Sasuke sounds like he leaves a cryptic message about like there's somebody that he hates the most and he wants to kill someday. Uh, he leaves that super ambiguous, but it's so cool. Because he's the last survivor of the Uchiha clan. We'll eventually get into like what happened in the next season, but it gets so deep, especially when we get through Shipperton. It gets so insidious with this situation behind the death of his clan. But like I said, we'll get to it eventually. I already spoiled enough with like the characters that kind of fell by the wayside. I kind of spoiled a bit of that already, so I'm trying to avoid that until I get to the proper time. Anyway, so Kakashi takes them to the training fields, and he tells them we'll go through the bell test. There's 2 bells. Now, I want you guys to try to grab the bells, but it's 3 of them and only 2 bells. Well, I guess that you guys are gonna try a lot harder then, but you gotta get these bells. So, of course, Sasuke is probably like done better out of the 3, but Naruto's too headstrong. He ain't thinking things through. Of course, it's a very Naruto way of doing things, but it's just so hilarious how Kakashi is teaching them, where Naruto gets tricked into a trap with a rope, and he's hanging upside down on a tree limb, and Kakashi is mentioning it's like, if the bait is too obvious, don't take it. And of course, Sasuke comes in, tries to take him out, and of course, but Kakashi's too smart for him. And Sakura gets taken out very easily. She gets spooked too easily. And of course, Naruto sees like, lunch boxes because they were told not to eat breakfast that morning. So he sees like, some lunch sitting on the side, and because he got busted by Kakashi, he's tied up, and all 3 gets chastised by Kakashi. And I love how he delivers this lesson because it hits so very, like when he lays it out, it makes so much sense. Because as a little kid, I was watching this, it was like, God, this is really good. This is good material, good writing here. And it's like, why do we think I set up this bell test? Think about it. It's so basic. It's teamwork. You guys have to work as a team if you want to get these bells, irregardless if it's 2 of these items compared to your 3 people. All 3 of you have to work together as a team in order to just get the bells, regardless. It's like, Sakura, while Naruto, you were so obsessed with Sasuke, Naruto was like literally like feet from you. You didn't bother to raise a hand to help him. Sasuke, you're so gung ho. You think everybody's beneath you. That you think like you can't be bothered to work with them. And Naruto, you're so bullheaded. You don't even think about like plan things out before you jump into the mix. You so obsessed trying to prove yourself. That's like all y'all failed. But I'm gonna give you another chance. Sasuke and Sakura, you guys can eat, but nobody's allowed to feed Naruto since you want to be a pig and jump ahead of everybody. So I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Once I come back, we're gonna start this over. And y'all felt this time, you're done. You're not even gonna you're done. But ultimately, uh, they feed Naruto, even though it was against Kakashi's rules. Sasuke points out, it's like, look, we need to be able to work as a team. We won't be able to fight effectively if Naruto is hungry. So we gotta quickly feed him while Kakashi is gone. But then Kakashi pops up and gives him a pass because he states that those who breaks the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. So you guys put the team and your friendship above above anything else. So that I can at least respect. So you guys pass. So then they get sent on a mission to the land of waves. Pretty much just bodyguarding this boatman. And he gives Naruto so much attitude too. But as soon as they leave out, they get immediately jumped by some bandits. And of course, and this is it's a first time we actually see Naruto actually feel fear and kind of froze up. Whereas Sasuke jumps in and deals with these goons. And he tells Naruto, you're not scared, are you, scaredy cat? So Naruto made a blood pledge that he won't he won't let his fear paralyze him like that ever again, because he has a dream and he's going to make sure it becomes a reality. And it turns out those goons were sent by this rogue ninja named Zabuza, who was hired by this goon, this criminal tycoon that's pretty much posted up in the land of waves, that is hindering the building of this bridge that the boatman is a part of. Or not boatman, but this bridge builder. And so Kakashi lays it out okay, you need to tell us what's really going on, because those ninja wasn't ordinary muggers or anything like that. Those are expert ninja. So you got until we get to the dock to explain everything. Otherwise, we'll drop you off and we're just going to head on back. Damn the consequences, because you lied to us. This isn't a simple bodyguard mission to help you deal with rogue bandits or anything like that. So the bridge builder explains everything, and as annoyed, Kakashi is extremely annoyed because building this bridge will invite more commerce, making his village, prosper better, because he doesn't have much funds to properly pay for because the missions that these ninjas goes on are ranked. This is initially supposed to be a C rank mission, very basic, that a D C rank mission was any Genin can feasibly take care of, because it's the easiest to the most difficult. And this would have been typically labeled a B rank mission, where more capable Jonin like Kakashi would have been more suited to deal with this particular problem. But because of Gato, that was the kingpin that the bridge builder is dealing with, he's pretty much taken over, and the building the bridge will kind of hinder his profits. So he's the one that hired Zabuza in order to take out the bridge builder, which he's the one that kind of galvanized all the other workers into still continuing on with building up the bridge. So Kakashi decides to stick around and help. They get confronted by Zabuza, but thanks to the coordination of Naruto and Sasuke, because after Zabuza traps Kakashi in a water bubble, because he's a rogue ninja from the land of waves, uh, Naruto, utilizing his shadow clones, disguised one of them as a giant shuriken, stuffed it in his backpack, threw it at Sasuke, who immediately understood what was going on without having to verbalize it, and he throws the shuriken, but Zabuza dodges it. However, that wasn't the real shuriken. That was Naruto, who throws the real shuriken right back. No, not shuriken, a kunai. He throws a kunai right at behind Zabuza, forcing Zabuza to let go of his prison, because it was like a smooth teamwork between these two kids who are rivals, will be rivals. And Naruto explains like, yeah, the goal wasn't to take you out. We know we wouldn't be able to handle a fight against you, but we knew Kakashi is able to. So the main goal is trying to get you to let him go, which worked out perfectly. That was like a smooth move. Oh my god, that was brilliantly done. Golly, God, I love that. And the animation in this is like spectacular. And the movements, which only gets better as the season gets on. So Kakashi using his Sharingan eye that he keeps kind of closed, which Sasuke kind of picks up on because he knows that the Sharingan is a Kekkei Genkai, which means it's a bloodline related ability that only a particular clan is able to utilize, which is only the Uchiha clan. So how is Kakashi able to, which will be eventually explained in Shippuden, or maybe they still do it in basic Naruto, but I do know that in Shippuden it goes in more full detail. Sorry, I need to get some water. So, Zabuza gets seriously hurt by Kakashi, but then this Anbu Black Ops ninja from the Land of Waves comes in, seemingly takes out Zabuza and takes his body away. Kakashi is like seriously injured from the fight with Zabuza, so the bridge builder takes Kakashi and his team to his daughter and his grandson's house to recuperate. And Kakashi lays down the information to the team that, he's not dead as we thought, because that Blue Black Ops lady, which, we know now, it seems like is portrayed more androgynous to the viewers, which if we ever do like a live action Naruto, is a perfect opportunity for a trans actor to play this character, because that he tells Naruto he's a boy, he is very like kind of effeminate or androgynous. So that's how I pointed it out there, which is handled better than if it would have been played out to this day and age, because they would have made a huge deal out of it, or they will lean into a they crap. It's just, very heavy handed with it. But this is more organic. It's so smooth. Don't have to make a big deal out of it. But he explains to the team that a real Blue Black Ops person, their job is typically dealing with rogue ninja. Anybody who defects from a village, they're immediately hunted down by Blue Black Ops team and immediately taken out, and their body is they're picked clean for any kind of secrets or weapons, whatever that other enemy nations might utilize, because they might contain secrets that they can be easily used against a village. So Blue Black Ops' job is to immediately, pick it clean and destroy the body, immediately. But that Blue Black Ops person did not do that. So clearly, that person, who will know be Haku, is working for Zabuza. So he is mending Zabuza while Kakashi's being mended. So while on crutches, he's teaching the kids chakra concentration so they can be able to walk on walls or trees in this case. Sakura, who's very studious of Genin, has perfect chakra concentration, although she's not physically, capable in a serious fight. We get that in Shippuden, to be fair. We'll get through Sakura eventually, in terms of an arc, but there's not many people who like Sakura, and less so in Shippuden too, because she come across so try hard. It's kind of annoying. But during this chakra concentration lesson, Sasuke putting too much power in it, he ends up getting blown off by the tree, and not enough, Naruto ends up falling on his face. So they end up trying to because of their rivalry, they challenging each other to try to perfect their chakra control. Eventually we learn about the whole bridge builder's son-in-law, who is the pseudo father to the little boy, who's constantly upset because Gato ends up killing this guy who chose to stand up to this guy. And so he ends up learning that Naruto also grew up without a family, but he didn't let that get him down, blah blah blah. I didn't much care that much. It didn't have to drag on the whole backstory of this kid and all that much, but whatever. Eventually, the fight between Team 7 and Haku and Zabuza happens on the bridge, and Sasuke and Naruto deal with Haku in her ice prison, and Sasuke eventually gets knocked out, seemingly dead, but this sparks the nine-tailed fox spirit inside Naruto is slightly leaking, the seal is slightly broken, and the immense power that's kind of emanating kind of picks up, kind of perks up Zabuza and Kakashi, because they're elite ninjas, so they can easily pick up what is going on. And thanks to that immense power, Naruto managed to break that prison and knock out Haku. And between Kakashi and Zabuza, Kakashi managed to deal with Zabuza thanks to his summoning of these dogs that kind of pitting down Zabuza and seriously injuring him. But Haku gets taken out because he's weakened at this point, thanks to Gato and his cronies, and he kind of abused the body of Haku, which enrages Zabuza, because despite treating Haku like a tool, and Haku, who looks up to Zabuza and doesn't mind being treated that way as long as he's useful to somebody who looked after him. And we get this moment with Naruto after he thought that Zabuza was taken out for the first time. He doesn't understand, like, this is what it means to be a ninja, just taking people out and blah blah blah. The sense is killing and all this other stuff, and Kakashi had to lay it out to him, and by extension the others. It's like, yeah, this is what it means to be a ninja. Honestly, what do you guys thought you was doing in these schools training to be ninja? And of course, as Zabuza points out to them, his training in his village when he was their age was vastly different from how they're being trained, because he was trained to take out his fellow students that he ate with, played with, all the other stuff. He was trained to be a lethal killer. They're ninjas. They're by and large warriors, which means push comes to shove, they will have to kill somebody. Ultimately, that's going to be part of the prerequisite. You live by the sword, die by the sword kind of mentality. And this is one of those lessons that Naruto has to come face to face with, because he probably never had to see. This is probably the first time he actually seen death, or at least quote unquote death. But it's something that Kakashi has to explain to these kids, that this is part of being a ninja, that you might have to fight an enemy, and push comes to shove, you probably will have to take that person out. Otherwise, they will not hesitate to take you out. That's how they were being brought up. This is how we're bringing you guys up. This is the job. Pretty much, teaching young kids, the life of a warrior, which in ancient times, that's pretty much like, that was the, life lesson, pretty much. Is how ancient Japanese samurai teach their young children how to live the life of Bushido, of the way of the warrior. Young Vikings, how to be taught, that stuff at a very young age. People, young squires in medieval Europe, have to learn how to wield a sword, ride horses, be able to take out an enemy in lethal ways. That's how it is to live the life of a warrior and train to be an adult at the time. Matter of fact, the creator of Naruto, the reason he came up with this idea because his grandfather or uncle who lived through like WW2 explains like how he was brought up and life of in a war, learning how to fight at a young age, something akin to that. I can't remember in full details. It's been years since I heard about that fact, but this is where the creator of Naruto kind of got the idea of these young warriors living in a world where there's often battles between other ninja nations with tangentially peace. So anyway, Zabuza shows that he actually cared for Haku in his own way, and he ends up taking out a lot, despite him being severely injured and his arms effectively useless. He, with the kunai in his hand, thanks to Naruto, he managed to cut down a lot of people, including Gato. While we see like the bridge builder's daughter and grandson rallied the other villagers in order to fight back against these crooks and run them out of town. But in respects, Kakashi and Team 7 bury Haku and Zabuza together on a hill, and they move back to their village. And the bridge builder finally finished building the bridge, and he decided to christen it the Naruto Bridge, out of respect for Naruto. Anyway, they get back, preparing for the tuning exams. They meet up with the these sand siblings from the village hidden in the sand, Gara, Kankuro, and Tamari, both wielding different power sets, very lethal in their own right. Tamari has a giant fan that whips up giant winds that can cut people because it's so, the wind's so heavy, so sharp, it feels like you're getting cut up. Kankuro, which is awesome, by the way, he's a puppet master. So he utilizes a puppet called Crow. Eventually, throughout the series, he eventually gets more puppets. But he's so dope. Playing like the Shibuton games, I love utilizing Kankuro and the puppets. It's so much fun. And then Gara, who you tend to forget, but when he was introduced into the series, this dude was a freaking serial killer. Like, might as well be. He looks like a member of Green Day, to be frank. But he has this sand in his gourd that he carries on his back, and he kills people utilizing ninjutsu within the sand. Very lethal. So they end up meeting up with the other students, and they go through this test taking thing and meet up with this guy in glasses named Kabuto, who explains to them about different students, including Gara, who despite his age, done a lot of successful A-rank missions where he never had a scratch on him, which is very mysterious. So their first lesson in this in the tutoring exams is taking these crazy, difficult to understand written tests that they are not allowed to cheat. There's proctors, sitting on the sides of the walls with carefully chosen to who have very keen eyesight. So if they mark you more than 10 points or 5 points, they immediately point you out and kick you out of the room. And because if one of you ends up getting caught for more than that many times, then you and your whole entire team gets booted out. So they have to not cheat. But of course, they all end up cheating anyway, those who are skilled enough to do so. Gara using the sand to create a sand eyeball to look over somebody else's test. Kankuro somehow snuck in his puppet as one of the people supposed to be looking over everybody to see if they're cheating. He's keeping a watchful eye and dropping notes to Tamari so she can be able to cheat. 1010 has like strings with mirrors on the ceiling. Somehow she got them up there, and then relaying the message via light, like kind of like SOS kind of light signals for her teammates, Rock Lee and Neji. But the test is not even about the test. Tests are like so overly complicated. Even somebody as smart as Sasuke and Sakura could not figure out like any of this stuff. If they couldn't figure it out, they worry about Naruto because he's definitely not going to figure it out if they're not going to figure it out. So, ultimately, after all said and done and whoever was left, the proctor, who's an interrogation expert, explains that the written test wasn't really the real test. The real test was to see if you're able to be able to infiltrate, sneak, spy, and not get caught. That is the biggest thing. not get caught. Because if you get caught and you're easily caught, then that means that you will more than likely get interrogated in horrific ways and spill the beans and blow the cover of your entire village and have it all crumbling down. We can't have that. We want the best of ninja, and those who are able to infiltrate and get secrets without getting caught are, can be marked as potential A-class ninja. Oh, by the way, I got to bring up the fact that there's our ranked ninja. Like I said, I did mention the Gending, Joni. Oh yeah, I already did mention that. Thought I kind of forgot that. So the next is moving on to the Forest of Death, where the next teacher, Anko, is leading that. So they have to different teams either hold a heaven scroll or another team is holding an earth scroll. Now this giant forest in the center is this tower that you have 5 days to reach the tower with both heaven scrolls and both a heaven scroll and an earth scroll. That means you gotta take out another team that will be in a possession of the opposite scroll of yours. Now, of course, death is potentially allowed. They even sign waivers so nobody can sue nobody. But death is allowed, but try not to. You can knock him out, but if something happens, is what it is. Because you are trained to be warriors, and death will be on the table. It is a factor, so you gotta learn now. And then reach the tower in 5 days. It's like, how big is this forest that it takes 5 days to reach the center? Or of course, get like a scroll from another team and reach the center. But in any case, Naruto and his team go in, and is later found out by Anko that this lethal ninja who was former member of the village named Orochimaru killed and took over the real sound ninja team. These kids. Hold on a minute, everybody. 1 second. Sorry. Anyway, so Orochimaru, it's kind of like the Lord Voldemort of Naruto at this stage in the game, and Anko is very terrified of this person because he left a mark, like a curse mark, on her shoulder when she was younger. We get more of their little backstory in Shippuden down the line, but for right now, it's left a bit of a mystery. But now they gotta, they fear the worst. That why is he come after all these years? So unfortunately, Naruto and his team bump into him, and Orochimaru has a particular liking to Sasuke. He ends up biting Sasuke, leaving a curse mark, which is the same tattoo that I have on my don't want to take off my shirt because YouTube and everything like that, but it's wish I had like a I wish I had like a back scratcher or something like that with a hook on it so I can pull down my thing. Why is it so low? Uh, oh, you two don't like do anything crazy. See it? I should have had it a little higher than that. Now I'm thinking about it. Because typically it's a little higher, like closer to the neck area, but whatever. Uh, but it's probably for the best anyway. If I had it like the tattoo near my neck, then there's certain spots that I'll end up walking in and because people, certain businesses are finicky about certain tattoos in certain visible areas. But in any case, uh, he left the tattoo like that, except for the things around those three circles. Uh, uh, I'll get to that in a second. But he leaves a mark on Sasuke that's feeding off his chakra, but gives him power at the same time. But it's kind of leaves a negative effect uh, that will eventually force Sasuke to seek him out. Because Orochimaru's very smart. He's making certain moves. He also leaves a seal, an extra deadly seal, not deadly, but like a seal around Naruto that kind of hinders his chakra uh, control. So, uh, uh, eventually they managed to fight off Orochimaru, but Sakura is the only one that's actually still standing. The others are kind of, taken out of commission temporarily. Then other Sound Ninja show up. Rock Lee shows up to help out Sakura, but he eventually gets taken out. He could probably easily deal with these guys, but he's forbidden to use certain techniques by Guy Sensei. Eventually, uh, Nenji, Tenten, Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji shows up to back him up. Thanks to Orochimaru burning up their scroll, and they eventually get a Heaven Scroll, and eventually they do eventually get an Earth Scroll, but that took some doing thanks to the help of Kabuto. Kiba and his team, Shino and Hinata, have to witness a horrific scene of Gaara brutally murdering opposing team with a different scroll and utilizing his sand to make a sand coffin and sand burial and crushes these guys into paste. It's horrific. Even though Gaara is the younger brother of these two, they fear him to the degree because it's like he's just so freaking scary. We'll eventually get into in season 2 as to why he's so feared. But thanks to Kabuto, they eventually managed to get a scroll and arrive at the tower. And they were forbidden to open up these scrolls until they get to the tower. When they do, Izuka shows up in like a summoning kind of jutsu and explains that if any team open up the scroll before it's time, before they reach the tower, the teacher that is summoned is responsible of immediately taking out those teams, and they immediately fail. Because they knock them out, and they're knocked out for such a long period of time that they miss the 5-day window, and they automatically fail. So now there's a final exam where it's a one-on-one fight, and of course we see these fights between Sasuke and another ninja. Sasuke, despite his curse mark and his level of control, he managed to control it, which it comes to a shock to Anko because it took great doing for her part to manage to keep hers under control, but he's managed to do it within the last 24 hours of having it. He should be reeling in pain or going out of control, but he's just like something with this Uchiha kid. He's just managed to like hold some kind of skill to keep it at bay. He managed to win, of course, and then Kakashi takes the kid, makes a seal around that mark that is only held together by Sasuke force of will. If his will, wavers too much to the point of it, he's losing his willpower, then that curse mark will come back in full force. And then he actually have to. Then Orochimaru kind of comes up to him, and he like doesn't want to get into a full-on fight with Kakashi, despite Kakashi being more than capable. But Orochimaru is part of the legendary Sannin, which obviously means he's a big deal of a ninja. But he decides to step away and come back when Sasuke is ready. Then we see the other students fight. Sakura and Ino's fight is so lame, not even worth mentioning, but it's just slap boxing each other. They end up just getting knocked out together, all together, whatever. It's stupid. Neji and Hinata, both being cousins, end up fighting. She ends up getting brutally, despite having the same skill set. Neji is more of a prodigy and obsessed with destiny and blah, blah, blah. He ends up brutally hurting Hinata, much to Naruto's anger, and swore he's going to deal with Neji when the time comes to get his revenge of what he did to Hinata. Tenten fights against Tamari. Tamari easily whoops Tenten's ass. Kankuro easily take out his opponent thanks to his puppet. Chozi's easily taken out. Shikamaru, thanks to his shadow possession jutsu ability, he managed to puppet his opponent via her shadow and causes her to knock herself out. He wins. Naruto fights against Kiba, and I expected more. As a kid, I expected more from this fight because, given the fact that Naruto was able to make hundreds of freaking clones, he should be able to like overwhelm Kiba to a degree. But a combination of the Orochimaru's seal and the fact that they've been going through this forest for 5 days, dealing with all kinds of, baddies, pretty much running on fumes at this point. So I kind of let that slide a bit. But he managed to pull out the win thanks to his new special move that he filmed as a copy of what Sasuke did, his Lion Barrage move, which is a copy of what Rock Lee did when they first met in his Leaf Whirlwind special move, whatever. Because Sasuke eventually unlocked his Sharingan, I think during the Land of Waves era. So he's able to pick up people's moves and copy it to the finest detail. And it just gets more powerful as the more he uses it and fine-tune his skills. Naruto uses Naruto Barrage and utilizes clones to beat up Kiba, punch him in the air, and kicks him to the ground, knocks him out. But even before all that, Naruto managed to, every once in a while, he comes with clever ideas just on the fly, where he tries to use his shadow clone disguise to disguise, because Kiba and Akamaru use his beast mimicry move, where Akamaru looks like Kiba. So Naruto disguised himself as Kiba as well. But Kiba says, like, nice try. Even though you perfected your little shadow clone thing, I have a skill where I can, my senses are as heightened as a dog. So I know between Akamaru and you. So here's a knocking out Naruto. But Naruto is smart. Instead of chasing back into his true form, he ends up transforming again into Akamaru, which causes Kiba to second guess himself. So he ends up knocking out the real Akamaru. And now Kiba's left perplexed. The first knockout was really Naruto. So that's when now it's more of a fair fight of 1-on-1. So Naruto managed to knock out Kiba. Then the real fight, one of the most beloved fights in Naruto out of the entire series, was Rock Lee versus Gaara. And because Gaara has this like perfect defense where the sand in his gore automatically defends him from any attacks. He doesn't have to pour his own chakra into it to do anything. It just automatically defends him no matter what the situation is. So Rock Lee takes off his leg weights and he drops them, and it leaves like a crater, like small craters in the ground. And it's like, you've been moving around as fast as you are with those weights, but now he's just like, whipping around, like breaking the sound barrier at this point. And he is just like outpacing the sand, and he managed to land a hit on Gaara, which shocks his brother and sister, because they never seen Gaara take a hit before. But Gaara still had like an extra protection, because push comes to shove, he will infuse sand, actually have to use chakra into the sand this time around to form like a skin-like armor on him to prevent, like, at least blunt the some serious force. But then this Rock Lee gets pummeled about some sand. So now getting the go ahead from Guy Sensei, he releases his 5 of the 8 inner gates, which is like because Rock Lee doesn't have any capabilities of using genjutsu or ninjutsu. So Guy decides to pour focus into improving his taijutsu, which is hand-to-hand combat. Because genjutsu is more so illusion-based abilities, while ninjutsu is more of like, ninja magic. To put it like the shadow clone is ninjutsu. Genjutsu is something like Kamari, the teacher of Hinata and Hinata Shino and Kiba. She is specialized in genjutsu, which is kind of illusions. And taijutsu is just hand-to-hand combat. So the most advanced taijutsu skill is the 8 inner gates. And let me go over like because it's really cool, very, very cool. Hold on a second, because I got this pulled up, because I do not want to mince words here. So we got the gate opening, the first gate, going in order here. Located in the brain's left hemisphere, removes the user's mental inhibitions. Opening Opening this gate allows the user to perform the front lotus technique, but that tires them afterwards. The gate of healing, uh, located in the right hemisphere of the brain, increases the user's physical strength. Uh, the added effect of re-energizing the body, enabling it to rapidly recover from exhaustion. Gate of life, located in the spinal cord, turns the user's skin red with when open. Other effects include the user's pupils disappearing, their hair standing on end, and bulging veins all over their body. Opening this gate allows the user to perform the reverse lotus. In the anime, release is enough to create a buffer zone to allow safe passage through severe adverse weather. Gate of pain, located in this also in the spinal cord. Rock Lee opens this gate as he's about to use the reverse lotus. Increases his speed. His muscles start to tear. This gate, opening the gate on this occasion also causes Lee's nose to start bleeding. Gate of limit, or gate of closing, is located in the abdomen. Opening this gate, you can deliver the final blow of the reverse lotus. Increasing strength, Lee's limbs will receive compound fractures, or at least anybody using this will receive compound fractures. The sixth gate, gate of view, or gate of joy, located in the stomach, increases all the user's abilities. The power that emanates from the user is enough to displace surrounding bodies of water. Opening this gate, because Lee at this point only can open the first 5 gates, but Guy is able to open all 8 of the gates. But we'll get to it eventually, but he doesn't open all gates until eventually in the Shippuden, late in the end of the series. Gate Gate of Joy. Opening this gate allows the user to perform the morning peacock technique, wherein the user's punches are so fast that friction with the air produces flames. Opening this gate sometimes has been shown to create an aura around the user. In the anime, the aura is green. The 7th gate, gate of wonder, or gate of shock, located below the stomach, causes the user's body to secrete blue sweat. Sweat immediately evaporates, creating an aura around the user that is mistaken for chakra. Opening this gate allows the user to perform Daytime Tiger, a single punch that creates a pocket of compressed air. The muscle fibers rupture, causing the user intense pain if anyone touches him. And then finally, the gate of death, which obviously the feedback after opening this gate, and when all the stuff is said and done, it leaves the person dead. But this will bring the person to the point of a Hokage, darn near Hokage level of power. This is located in the heart. Opening this gate by puncturing their chest with their thumb in order to direct the chakra there. Well, open, the heart pumps at maximum speed, granting them power 100 times greater than they are usually capable of, far beyond that of the 5 Kage. A stream of blood is emitted from the user's pores and hair, resembling a flame red aura. Opening this gate allows the users to perform the evening elephant and night guy technique. The 8th gate causes the body to continually heat up until it's been cooked until they're cooked from the inside out, reducing the user to ash, dead. So, yeah, that'll bring that up. So, of course, Lee at this point can only open 5 gates. But despite the amazing fight between him and Gaara, easily one of the best fights in the entire series, it still wasn't enough, because Gaara's ultimate defense still managed to keep him in the fight, uh, just barely. But the fact that he still managed to touch Gaara and causing him to bleed a moment, which has never happened in a long, long time. Uh, so Gaara managed to use the sand technique to crush Lee's left arm and left leg, and Gaara's still just standing up just through fear of force of will, but mentally he is unconscious. It's just operating on just motor skills, which is kind of shocking everybody. But the tuning exams is pretty much all said and done. So Lee is now like people. Guy is worried because now Lee, his life as a ninja is pretty much like seemingly kaput, because even though he's alive, he probably won't be able to function as a ninja because of the level of injuries. Not even just with the sand attacks, but with opening up 5 gates is, seriously hurt the body. So now the tuning exams is pretty much, at least this part of the tuning exam is over. There's still one final part of the exam still on the way, but it's pretty much like a month's time of a break for these people that's still left in the exams. Because the tuning exam is meant to show some kind of level of camaraderie between nations that is held once every few years, kind of like the Olympics in a way. And different regions kind of host it. Yeah, it's pretty much just like the Olympics. Now I'm thinking about it. I never thought about it before until just this moment. Oh, they treat it just kind of like the Olympics. It's hosted every once every few years, and randomly selected, of a nation who hosts the tuning exams, and different proctors do different sets of tests. So it won't be able. So nobody ever can say like, oh, last time I was doing the exams, they always do this particular test, so prepare for this. So they always change things up, so people can just easily fake it through. So keep that in mind. So anyway, Kakashi decides he needs to teach. He's going to help Sasuke out with his training. So he ends up getting Ibuzu, who is Kamehameru's personal teacher, to look after Naruto and teach him how to use chakra control on the water, because this is very different from a static tree. Now you got to make sure that you don't fall through the water, which is always a shifting surface. But then the season ends where I was gonna call him Ibi or whatever, gets knocked out by this guy this white haired guy who's pretty much kind of spying on the women's spa room. So that's pretty much season 1 of Naruto. Great anime. I love this freaking anime. I'm gonna be saying this a lot, but Sakura probably like the weakest link in my opinion. But the music is incredible. I love like the catchy tunes. Like you look up Naruto's music themes, all of it, even like the whimsy one, or even like the intense musical scores, they all so iconic. It really set the tone for this series, and all the characters, at least 95 or 98% of the characters are so top notch in here. There's gonna be a few that fall by the wayside to a lot of people, but I point out the ones to me that kind of got the short end of the stick. But anyway, highly recommend you guys check out Naruto. But like I said, it's my favorite. I've seen Naruto plenty of times, but this is the first time I'm actually going to review each season and give you my overall thoughts about, like summarize of the season and stuff like that. But in any case, things are going to start picking up. But whenever I'm done with season 2, I'll hop in and let you guys know my overall thoughts there. But in any case, I will see you guys kind of late tomorrow, maybe if I'm feeling up to it. Streaming some more games. But all the reason being, I'm going to hang out with my mom and my brother, so probably won't be all too long. But as soon as I get back, I'll probably just hop in to some Marvel Rivals. But in any case, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of Naruto. Are you guys fans as much as I am? And let me know who's your favorite character besides Naruto and Sasuke. Because honestly, Gaara's pretty cool. Rock Lee is pretty cool. Love Kakashi. In any case, take care, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.